Hi everyone, right now at KREM 2 News at noon, it is Boomtown week here at KREM 2 News, and construction along the North South Freeway is about to enter a whole new phase. We'll show you how crews plan to span the Spokane River.
It's another picture-perfect day across the inland Northwest as we're tracking how much longer this warm and sunny weather is going to last this week.
And bad news if you're a Red Lobster fan, they are closing dozens of restaurants all across the country. We'll tell you what it means for our local locations. Hi everyone, it is so good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin by going outside because it is so beautiful. It is such a great place to be right now, especially if you're Thomas Patrick, because lots of sunshine and warm temperatures, Thomas.
Yeah, I always want to be in our outdoor weather center, rain, shine, snow, and all the weather types. But I'll take a couple of these absolutely picture-esque days outside. A few fair weather cumulus clouds above my head, but it's not stopping those temperatures as we've hit 69 degrees as of the noon hour here, and we'll keep on climbing into the 70s for today. No weather issues. In fact, it's not as windy today compared to what it was yesterday. So there you go, fair weather cumulus clouds. We'll call it mostly sunny with our highs between about 75 to 77 degrees during the afternoon hours, and no weather issues for a couple days upcoming here because, well, we just got clear skies. High pressure region really keeping conditions stable. It's not so much over Montana. That's where there are a few of those spotty showers to our east, but they won't be disturbing us for today. What you're going to notice on the temperature trend moving forward here is not just the 80-degree days for these next 2 days, but the dip down on Friday. That will be a cold front that'll pass through. So coming up, we'll give you the details regarding what happens when that cold front moves through, other than the temperatures dropping. We'll have the latest on any rain chances and what our wind speeds will look like to cap off this week.
Coming in new at noon, we are excited to announce that KSKN 22 is officially your home for Washington State football. Okay, today the CW announcing it will air 11 total home games for Wazoo and Oregon State coming up next season. So here's a look at the Cougar games that you'll be able to watch locally on KSKN 22, and they include matchups with Portland State, San Jose State, Hawaii, Utah State, Oregon State, and Wyoming. In our ongoing Boomtown series, we track the very latest growth and development here in the inland Northwest, and it is certainly substantial. Today, that brings us back to the North South Freeway, where a new phase of construction is beginning this week. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones shows us what's next for this massive project.
Yeah, well, it seems like the most immediate task that stands in front of WashDOT crews is the Spokane River Crossing project. We had a chance to come out here last week as crews assess their plans to move forward, and that's exactly what's happening right now with this project.
You know, you drive by on Green Street and you see it. It's here, it's happening. There's a lot going on and it's moving quickly.
It's been a large puzzle, decades in the making.
1, 2, 3.
Take this video from August of 2009 as an example.
Imagine what it can mean for the livability of the community within Spokane and for the state's economic vitality.
Generations of Spokane residents have been waiting for the completion of the North Spokane corridor. Now, with 7 miles completed, 3.5 left to go, that brings us to the River Crossing project.
Yeah, we're going to be drilling 100 feet into the ground underneath the river.
Giant, modified cranes will be tasked with a huge portion of the work, planning cast and creating a foundation where beams will soon stand.
And then put the rebar in, pour the concrete, wait for it to cure, and then they can remove the cast so that the structure is there in the river.
It's a process that's expected to be completed by 2025. And by the time it's finished, the project will be the first newly built bridge going over the Spokane River in nearly 4 decades, bringing together another piece of the puzzle.
Once this is done, it's going to connect those 2 sections, the one to the north of us I mentioned, north of the river, that continues on to Wellesley and Freya and ultimately 395. They're just about done with that. They'll be wrapping that up sometime this year as well.
While construction continues on the river crossing, the next 2 stages behind that are Sprague to Spokane River Stage 2 and 3, followed by the connecting project to I-90.
But it will be elevated all the way from where we're standing at the river to I-90. The entire North Spokane corridor will be elevated.
WashDOT officials tell us they won't be building the freeway over any commercial buildings, but in order for that to happen, they are still finalizing the last purchases for right-of-way. a process they say they're hopeful about having wrapped up this year.
So there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're moving toward completing this project by 2030.
All right, so 2030, that's just 6 years away from now, 5.5 depending on how you look at it. And as for that digging in the riverbed, that process has officially begun. You can see they're using those cranes right there behind us to do that process. But for now, reporting here in Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
The Coeur d'Alene School District has voted to change the boundaries of its southern elementary schools. This comes about 2 weeks after they decided to close Bora Elementary School. These are the current attendance zones for the southern area of the district. And this next map shows the new attendance zones that were just approved last night. This zoning will go into effect coming up next school year. And the city of Spokane released the results of an audit on homeless shelters. Some of the recommendations include opening a navigation center where people can find emergency shelter beds. Also, hiring an organization to coordinate transportation and street outreach, plus addressing system gaps such as medical detox, hospice, and long-term assisted living beds. This is an extraordinary number we're about to talk about. Medicare scams are costing taxpayers some $60 billion each year. That's billion. And scammers are actively targeting seniors trying to get their information. Sometimes it can be hard to tell who can be trusted. Several viewers, including Lisa, reached out to our verified team after getting calls claiming to be from Medicare. The caller said she needed to update her Medicare card.
It tends to be very convincing, and people need to remember that, again, Medicare will not call and ask you for your more information. They will not solicit you for anything or ask you for any money.
It is not always easy to tell when you're the target of a scam. So tonight on KREM 2 News at 6 o'clock, our verified team reveals some of the tactics that fraudsters are using to try and steal Medicare numbers. And you may be surprised to hear how they are getting some of your personal information.